Okay, so today we're going to be using some fall foliage, fake fall foliage. I have this sponge brush. I prefer a sponge brush to a regular brush because it limits the streaks. I have some ModPodge. This one's a hard coat because I want it to be pretty durable, but you can use whatever you have. ModPodge is just like a decoupaging glue. It comes in different effects. You can have glitter, you can have shiny, you can have matte finish. I got just a lid from a food container that I'm just going to use as my palette ribbon to finish it off, and a mason jar. It can be any size, just something that you can fit a candle into. So the first thing you want to do is you're going to pull off the fake leaves off of the plastic stems. And we're doing this because we want it to lay flat on our mason jar surface. So I already did a couple already. So we're going to just jump into the next step. Next step is going to be our mason jar. If you want, you can clean it. There is no residue from any labels on this one, so I don't necessarily think it's important to clean it unless you notice that there is like dust. I would wipe it down with some rubbing alcohol is the best way to get dust off and impurities off of glass. And if you have any residue from a label, that also helps, more so than just water. So I just poured some ModPodge onto my plastic lid palette, and I'm getting my sponge brush, and I am just going to spread a thin coat. I'm starting with the flattest side. Sometimes they have a embellished label like this one does, so I'm working on the opposite side just because it's easier. So once we get some good coverage, and I know it looks like white, but just like Elmer's glue, it dries clear. So what we're going to do is we're going to place and smooth out our fall leaves, and if it sticks up, that's okay. We're going to sandwich our leaves in glue, in layers of glue. So layer on the bottom, leaf in the middle, more ModPodge on top, and you just want to smooth it until it gets flat. It might take a couple times for it to lay flat. And then let's say we're going to go ahead and we're going to put another leaf right on top. I'm going to overlap, so there's going to be different colors poking out, and it's just going to be one on top of the other in certain areas. In certain areas it's just going to be one leaf on there. Make sure that the bottom of this leaf gets some glue. If it doesn't have enough glue, it's not going to sit, so it might be a little bit of trial and error. It's going to take a little bit of time, but it's a super easy. Pretty much you're just going to go around the whole jar and try to get as much surface covered with these fall foliage leaves. And my advice is, if you start a section, like I got this one section going, once this one's covered, just go ahead, let it dry. The ModPodge takes a while to dry when it's in, when there's a lot of it, so you have some time. If you have some stubborn leaves, like I have, this edge right here is pretty stubborn. Holding it down with your brush will eventually set. Alright, so I'm going to keep going. As I said, I'm going to just wait for this section to dry. I'm going to add some more leaves around, and then we'll move on to the next step. Alright, so after several hours of drying, and a couple layers of glue. There's still a little bit of texture around some of the edges. I kind of liked it, so I left it. We just added a ribbon. You can also add raffia or some type of decorative tape or burlap, and this is ready for a candle.